Hey guys, it's me Will. Welcome to week 16. We're back again with building my custom Venator. Sorry we skipped last week. We had some medical complications with a family member and I had to take some time off to really help her out, and she's doing a bit better now, but just I had to take some time off. But this week we're taking a look at week 16 of the Venator, so let's get into this update without further ado. So this week on the Venator has been complicated to say the least. Yeah, it's been a rough week on the Venator. Let's just get into the details right now. So, looking over here on this side, we actually made some great progress, right? Okay, because last week we had this thing built. And this week we have this thing built. Now, you guys on past updates have seen this built thousands of times again. But if you watched last week's update, which I highly encourage you to watch, we did something insane. We connected the top supports, which is basically one of these struts that's like right here is right here as well, and connected it to the bottom of the Venator, which is something that is insane for the strength and stability of the Republic. Just kidding, of the Venator, guys, because with that in place, we can hook up the side, which is this thing, like the side of the Venator, like this strong support right here. We can hook up that, plus it brings the strength of this right here and this right here even stronger, and I can legit use this as a handle, although I'm not going to, because that would just be dumb, because there was this part would fall off and this part would fall off. But I mean, this is a really strong handle on the Venator, which is insane to me. Like, wow, I just can't believe that. So here are the future plans for the Venator. So this will be a room right here. This will be a room right here, where it's going to be a gun room. I'm going to get a bunch of these pieces right here, as you guys can see, and put them all along here and just put a bunch of guns. And now enter to a room right here, and this will be just a hallway. And this one will just be another room of who knows what, a barracks, something like that, and it's going to be really cool. Something else well designed, this whole massive contraption I've also been working on, are sliding doors that are automatic. So what I plan to do for these sliding doors is, as you see in that one section right there, is have one mechanism that slides all these doors open and closed at the same time, because to have different mechanisms operating different doors at different times would be insane. That would be way too many power functions, in my opinion. Like, I need 3 different power functions just to operate 3 doors, and those power functions are like a lot of money per power function, and I don't want to mess with that. So we're going to have one power function controlling all 3 of these doors at one time, so they all close at the same time, basically closing off the hangar in case it gets invaded by droids from the rest of the ship, which is something that I think is really cool and something that I'm very happy to do with the Venator. So that is something I've really been working on this week on the Venator. Now, what I'm working on right now is reattaching the sides to the Venator, since they kind of got dismantled in the destruction of the Venator. It was very sad, guys. But right now we're working on reattaching these and making it even stronger, because as you guys can see, this was one of the strongest supports on the Venator. So now that I can connect this to this, like legit through the system right here that I've got going. This, by the way, this isn't connected right now, guys. It's legit just held together by the support underneath there. It's complicated. But in basic, this thing will be a lot stronger, so that it will not fall off again like it did last time when everything broke on the Venator. So we're making some great repair progress this week on the Venator. Now you may see some new stuff up there. Let's head to the next. So this week, with all these panels off, I just took them off. I never really designed the front of this Venator. Now here's a picture of what I was going for with this design right here. Of course, there are some pieces missing that I probably get specialized pieces for eventually, but this is basically how the front is going to look. And I think it looks not the best, so I might pick a different kind of front for this Venator. Since in animated designs, it's been animated and rendered many different times, and we've rendered this, it just has many different versions. I don't know why this is, but Star Wars is not consistent with their Venators. I know there's 2 different kinds of Venators, but this is just not consistent. So that's something I'm still deciding on. So this is not permanent. This is just a thing I designed right here. Well, we designed the front of the Venator. Here, let me take this off for you, so you guys can see behind this. Oh no. Well, that was not good. Let me repair that for a second. This dress, guys. This dress. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. We're okay, guys. We're okay. See, that's why I gotta connect that, like, ASAP. Because I would hate for this whole thing to break. Anyways, let me make sure all this is secure. Okay, we're secure. We're secure. But anyways, this thing right here is part of the super strong system. This is really buff. Like, it's like 4 studs wide, pure brick, and it's great. So this is a really strong stabilization thing we got going here. But we do have a problem. So when reconnecting this thing, this level got unsettled. I think that's the word for it. When I was reconnecting it with this one. So that's something I have to do. Like, as you guys can see right here, there's a 2 like plate difference of height from this column to this one. So that's something I have to work on as well. So this update, we're going to work on fixing that and just connecting this whole thing to the Venator general. And then that'll probably wrap up the update this week, guys. So this was fun. I made some progress on the Venator, and I had a glass of milk right here. And this thing, you see this? It fell off. And I had that light cruiser over there. And look what happened. Milk fell on the floor, followed by this big beam. We're stuck together. Yay, that's the good thing. But milk fell on the floor, along with my computer. So, fun. Alright, this is about an hour or 2 after the catastrophe that had happened, where everything fell on the floor and broke, and my computer got milk on it. So I took the screws out of the computer to try to get the keyboard out and make it, well, not strong, but try to get some milk out. It didn't work, but I hope the computer still works. I haven't turned it back on yet because I am still a bit worried that it may be ruined. So we're going to take it to a computer shop and just make sure it's not ruined, make sure it's safe to use, everything like that. So we're going to do that probably tomorrow, but we have some amazing stuff done right here. So before it fell off, we did some very nice connections. Now over here we have this wall beam that is inserted with this truss, not really truss, but support beam right here. I think that's the name for it. And I put this nice gray beam right here, and I just thought that looked kind of nice. But then the angle wasn't perfect, but it did match up very close with the actual siding of the Venator before it fell off. But like, it matched very nicely. Now I originally was going to put a support inside here, like connecting it to the side, but I tried so many different techniques for so many different hours, and it just would not work. So that is something that's a little unfortunate, but the good news is I put this thing in, and this thing basically held the box container compartment, like this thing right here. This one goes on the other side, by the way. But it basically held this up really good, and I was able to connect it with 1 stud. So I thought that was a pretty good support for it, so I just add that there as well. And I'm going to do this to the other side eventually, but right now we have a huge problem because tons of milk got on parts. A tiny amount of milk got into this little bin I have right here. Some paper towels underneath it, but there's just milk all over the place on parts, and I gotta clean them because I don't want them to smell like milk. So now I gotta clean them, and it went in the big beam, and it also went into one of the major beams, this thing, and it went into tons of these holes. So I might have to take this whole thing apart, which really sucks because this thing's massive. It goes across the whole Venator. I might have to take this thing apart because there may be milk inside of it, and I don't want this whole thing to smell like, oh, there's still, but there's a little milk stain right there. But I have to clean all of this and take it apart. You know what one that's going to take? Especially since there's so many 1x1 studs, is just terrible what has happened here. So yeah, this really isn't looking too good for the Venator update this week. But that's gonna wrap it up, I guess. This is a really bad update, and it really sets us on a low note for next week. But hopefully next week we can get things resolved a bit. But yeah, that's looking like that's gonna be it for the update this week, guys. So overall, this update was a little bit of a letdown. Emotional damage. Someone say it, please.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, it happens. This is just a real setback for the series, honestly, because cleaning parts takes so long, and I just don't have a lot of time to do that right now. And it sucks. It really does. So I'll see you all in the next one. Stay awesome, and peace out.